Hey guys, it's Jen from My Crate Crafts. In today's video, I will be showing you an easy and inexpensive way to personalize hand towels for Halloween. You can use this technique with any hand towel, but because Halloween is coming up rather quickly, I wanted to show you how to create these using Halloween SVG files that I purchased from designbundles.net. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, as I post several videos per week. Now let's get started. Alright, so I'm starting in Design Space, and these are three of the SVG files that I'm going to be using. It's a little large, I'll shrink it down a little bit. But I purchased these off of designbundles.net. I will leave the link below so that you can find these. They have a great sale going on with Halloween files, so if you're interested, I would go check them out. So pretty much the only thing I'm going to do with these is change the size. And I know the size that I want is going to be a 4x4. So I'm just going to select it. I'm going to go up to the unlock box up here and I'm just going to change it to be 4x4. And you can change it to whatever size suits you and whatever size will fit onto your towel. I'm just using a tea towel that I purchased from Target. So I'm just going to do the same thing. It's already unlocked, so I'm just going to do a 4x4. And then just the last one here, just go up, it's already unlocked, just go to the 2 and 4x4, and if you want to change the color, now would be the time to change the color. And I just checked this one, and sometimes it doesn't always lock on you to do the right size, so I always go back and just check. Like this one too, I could tell it was a little odd, so I just go back and check each one and make sure they're the size that I wanted. So since I'm not changing the color on this, the last thing you want to do is make sure that each one is attached. Otherwise it will cut out individually. So I know from experience from using these before, these two are already attached, but this one, you can see this one will cut out each piece individually. And I'll show you just to see what it will look like. So these are the two that were already attached, and then this is the third one. So these will cut out individual pieces like this if you do not attach it, which would be really difficult to put it all together. So I'm going to cancel out of that and just attach this one. So I have it selected. I'm just going to go to attach down here, and then that will just ensure that it cuts out as you see it. So the last thing I have to do is just go to make it. I change the size and I'm just going to make it. So I'm just going to move this down a little bit so I have a little bit of room to cut in between each one. And then when you're using HTV heat transfer vinyl, you always want to make sure that you mirror your image. You just push that here. And then that's the last thing that you have to do. So it'll flip it for you already, so you don't have to do anything with it. And then you just go to continue. Then you want to choose with whatever material you use. I'm not sure if this looks the same for you as I have the Maker, but when I'm doing HTV, I always just use this one here, this heat transfer non-Cricut. I don't buy the Cricut brand, I just buy the off-brand, whatever is on sale. I'll leave the link below to what I use, but I just do that. And I already have my blade in, and so I just have to load my mat and put it in and cut it out. I'll weed it out, and then I'll show you the next step of using a heat press to press it onto your towels. So I just wanted to show you this quick tip really quick. I was weeding this out, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity for me to tell you about this. So this is the Cricut Bright Light. It works amazing when you're trying to weed things out, especially tiny little intricate pieces like this spider web here. So I started it and I thought I would just show you guys really quick about how easy this makes the weeding process with this light. I normally was doing it on my counter and it was just so hard to see. So if you do not have one of these, I highly recommend looking into it. They do sell them on Amazon, but I don't think they have the Cricut brand anymore. I will leave the link below to one of these, but it just makes the weeding process so much easier, and I thought I would just share that quick tip with you. I do talk about it in my other videos if you had checked back, but again, it's just a nice, easy, quick tip. I'll show you how easy it's coming out. You can see, whoops, that's backwards. You can see how easy everything was coming out, and I can just go in and take out the little pieces of the E's and the C's, but yeah, that's how I do all my stuff. You can see that the spider worked really well here, so I highly suggest purchasing one of these bright lights if you don't have one already. But I'm going to finish this up and then I'll show you the next step. So I had finished weeding out my SVGs. There they are, and I made a few more, but I love how they turned out. I got one more. And then I have these towels that I purchased from Target last year. Just a plain old orange one. And then I have a white one with orange triangles. And I thought they were really cute, so luckily I had a few left over from last year. So to get started, I have my heat press set at 380 for 20 seconds. So I'm just gonna I like to press my fabric before I do anything. And I like how these towels are already folded, so I'm not gonna do anything different with them. I'm just gonna make sure that the ends match up properly. But I like to give it one press before I put on my file. So I'm just gonna press it really quick just for a couple seconds. Make it nice and flat, and then it gives it some heat to it as well, so the transfer will stick to it much easier. So then once it's done, I'm just gonna take my transfer. I'm gonna use this pumpkin one, pumpkin spice. And you gotta think about where you wanna put it on here, because if you're gonna hang this, you gotta think it's gonna go up a little bit higher. So I don't do it really in the middle, I just do it a few inches down. And then I just give it a good press, just with my hand to make sure it's gonna stick. And then I take my paper that goes over it, my protective covering, and then I'm just gonna press it for the 20 seconds. And when the time's up, gotta loosen that a little bit, pull it off, be very careful, obviously it's very hot, and then you just wanna peel back your protective covering. Perfect. So here it is. It's nice and straight, it's nice and even, it's nice and flat. So I'm just gonna take my next one, and you can easily do this with an iron. I previously was doing it with an iron, but I was having so many problems with it that I just saved up selling my crafts to buy a heat press. And I will tell you, it's the best investment that I've ever made with my crafting. It makes everything so much easier. So again, I would really suggest getting a heat press if you can afford it. This one I think I'm using was about $120. It's the bigger one. I think it's 15 by 15. You can get a 12 by 12, which would be cheaper, but I went with the bigger one because I knew I'd be doing t-shirts and stuff. So going back, I'm just gonna press this again just to give it a little bit of heat and to get some of the wrinkles out. And then just pull it back up. I'm gonna loosen this a little bit. Just loosen my pressure because it's way on there too hard. So I'm gonna do this next one, Trick or Treat, and then again the same thing. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I don't want it too high up and I don't want it too low down, so I'm just kind of putting it in the middle, giving it a little press to make it stick. Put my covering over, and then I'll press it for the 20 seconds again. Again, you can do this with an iron. I think you have to look it up. Every item that you use with a HTV requires different pressing time and different heat. So you always have to make sure before you do your project that you're doing the correct heat and the correct pressure for it. Even with an iron. Irons are harder to do because you have to push on it. I've had the Cricut Easy Press, I think it was. I absolutely hated it. I could not stand it. It did not work for me. I sold it. I made money on it because I bought it on sale. But it works for others. So you can always try that and see if you don't like using your iron. And now I'm just peeling that off, the protective covering. And here's the second one. So these are so easy to do. You don't have to just do Halloween. I'm doing Halloween because it's coming up rather soon and I sell things at a local craft store. Look for one of my videos coming up. I'm going to talk about how I make money and where I sell and kind of how much I make and what I sell. Kind of help new crafters out. But I'm just going to show you one more. I have this spooky one. Just kind of lining it up where I want it. Give it a little press, and then put the cover over, and then just press it for the 20 seconds. But after I'm finished with this, I will show you what they all look like set up. But I love this. I think they turned out really cute. So stay tuned, and I'll show you what they all look like when they're finished. I love how these turned out. They are so easy and inexpensive to make. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial and will make your own personalized Halloween towels. If you do, I would love to see them in the comments below. You can keep these for yourselves, give as a gift, or even sell at a craft store like I will be. Thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and as always, happy crafting everyone!